We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yeah, speak up just a hair bit.
No problem at all. Just trying to make sure that I had your feed muted as well.
Yep, we've got you.
So thanks for inviting me on the show. I know it's kind of a last-minute setup, but I appreciate you getting me on board.
Obviously, you do not know how things work around here. Last-minute setup is par for the course, let me tell you.
No kidding.
If we planned anything out in advance, there'd be something seriously wrong with the situation.
Well, I'll tell you what, also, as another little feature, also kind of, actually even more so last minute, but also if you're interested, I know you guys had a few questions about Mind Game Productions and events in Florida, but also I happen to have with me Tim Oshiki. He's the manager of the Airsoft CQB facility in Manassas, Virginia. He happens to be with me as well, in case also anyone has any questions later on about Airsoft CQB in Manassas.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, we are rocking tonight on the interviews.
Thank you.
This is Mac. He is with Mind Games Productions, which is based out of Central Florida.
With me, Tim Oshiki.
And I'm about to have to mute Throb because his audio is causing us problems. We'll give him one last chance.
We'll give him another shot
because I know it's driving him nuts. But on with us tonight are our two co-hosts, Fireman and Throb, who are both on remote.
Right.
But without further ado, so Mac, I've been to one of your events before, but kind of tell us a little bit about, you guys run about, what, 8 events a year or so?
Right. We run about, approximately 8 events a year. It varies a little bit. We're based in all over Florida. Most of our events are held in the state. We're looking forward to maybe getting a little bit out of state this year. Most of the events we run are held at there's a really exceptional paintball facility in Ocala, Wayne's World of Paintball we run at. Once or twice a year we do an event at Camp Blanding. It's an exceptional mount facility at the National Guard base in near Stark, Florida. And also from time to time we have a neat opportunity with connections with abandoned buildings or demolition buildings that are getting ready to be destroyed, that we can run events in there from time to time.
Okay, and we're looking at your forums right now, and we're going to pull up some videos here in a minute. So you guys have a big event coming in on just in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, for a shameless plug opportunity. We have,
that's the whole point of this show is shameless plugs.
Exactly. Plug away, plug away.
Yes.
Well, we have an event coming up on February 20th, and that's going to be in Ocala, Florida. It's an event called Amerika. It's basically a contemporary setting, but alternate, sort of an alternate history, backstory. Essentially, it's set in an America that lost World War II and has been occupied by the Germans for the last 60 years. And so players recreate the German occupation army, resistance fighters, free American troops, and it should be a pretty good time. We've got a couple interesting dynamics. We're probably expecting about maybe 150 to maybe 200 players for that event.
Oh, that's good. As a matter of fact, we've got some viewers that are going to be going. I believe one of our great viewers, Whiskey Tears, is going to be heading down there, as well as Schwell. Mm-hmm. So they were the ones that asked us about the event. I think we're showing some video. Go ahead and hit play. And we're showing some video in the. If we hit the full screen button, there we go. We're showing some video from some of your events. So you guys run a bunch of different events. Some of them are very MilSim oriented, and then some of them are not really MilSim oriented. Tell us about your next big MilSim event after Amerika.
Sure. Well, actually, that would be this one coming up you see on the video right now. This event is scheduled for early April. It's in Fort Pierce, Florida. This is going to be one of our more MilSim events, Radiant Spear. There's the video coming up. It's on YouTube right now for anybody that wants to check it out. This is going to be the location for this is a warehouse in Fort Pierce, Florida. It's about 106,000 square feet. It's going to be a very interesting setup, and we're doing this essentially as a prequel event for our Camp Blanding event on Memorial Day weekend.
Well, and awesome. Now sometimes now correct me if I'm mistaken here. Sometimes you guys do airsoft events, and every now and again, don't you run some paintball events at Blanding as well?
There are paintball events held at Blanding, although that's done by somebody else. Though we just focus just on.
So definitely, you guys haven't announced the name or anything, but you guys are running a big op at the Blanding location this year for Memorial Day. Is that correct?
That is correct. We're working under a working title of Crying Tiger. The scenario is supposed to be set in the Philippines, but that we haven't actually locked it down. We should actually be publishing some material on that Blanding event probably within a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Awesome.
Sounds good. I know a lot of teams are looking forward to that event.
Exactly. I know that a lot of teams.
Us
We're
in
looking
particular,
forward
yes.
to it.
Yes, definitely. And this is a kind of a cool trailer. So tell us about, this is Radiant Spear, is that correct,
This
John?
is Radiant Spear.
Yeah, this
absolutely.
is the footage. So tell us a little bit about the setup for Radiant Spear, if you don't mind, Mac.
Sure. Well, the Radiant Spear setup, basically the setting is in Iran, and again, it's a prequel for the event in Blanding that's set in the Philippines. The idea is essentially we're going to be tracking a set of nukes from Iran that are trying to be shipped into Indonesia, and we're going to catch up with them in the Philippines for Blanding. Again, the Radiant Spear game is a very large warehouse facility, so essentially be a large close quarter battle. And I would estimate for that one we'll probably see about 150, 175 players for that one.
That's a good turnout. Good turnout.
Yeah, pretty good turnout.
And now you said that was taking place in April. What date?
April 3rd.
April 3rd.
And the video footage, now that we've kind of moved past the kind of the stock videos, the footage you're going to see now that's playing, this was actually shot a couple of weeks ago at the facility. This is all shot at the warehouse that the location is going to be held at.
Cool. So what's the event cost? Have you guys announced that yet?
Yes, the event cost for Radiant Spear is going to be $40. The majority of our events we try to keep in the $40 to $45 range. The Blanding events we try to keep them between $8. We try to run good events, but definitely try to keep the price pretty reasonable for most players.
I'm sorry, you cut out right there on the Blanding price. What do you try to keep that one in?
Typically around 85 to 100.
Yeah.
We try to keep our price points pretty reasonable for a lot.
Very fair.
For a MilSim mount site event, definitely a lot less than $280 that a certain other person tries to charge.
Yep. We won't name names.
Oh, and by the way, one thing I was going to mention for you fellas, because I heard you guys talking about it earlier on, we actually have recently moved our FPS limit in Florida up to 400 FPS.
So they've obviously watched the show.
They haven't been attention.
Mac, now you're going to watch some more shows, and I know that you're new to this, and I'm going to be, you're going to get mad at me, because I actually was one of the people that went to Blackjack back in '08. And needless to say, I'm still waiting on my my goodie bag.
Patiently waiting.
No, not very patiently.
Jay, you're going to be waiting on that shit till the day you die.
Yes, I know, Phil. I've given up on that. It's actually ever going to get here after 2 years.
One can hope.
So I've just given you a warning, Mac. We call them how we see them, and
Blackjack was definitely not really our finest hour. It was the first time we'd ever kind of done a partnership with another events company.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There was good and bad. We definitely learned some positive lessons out of it in the end. It was unfortunate the difficulty we had with some of the sponsorships, especially some of the items that were supposed to be coming out of the UK. And unfortunately, some of that stuff obviously is not going to be showing up at this point. We tried to do the best we could on it.
No, I've given you a heads up that we call we're equal opportunity offenders, I guess is the word.
That's politically correct, I believe.
But I felt it was the California guys at Blackjack that really kind of were the problem, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we certainly had. I think there were opportunities all around. I mean, also, I'd say that we certainly dropped the ball on a couple of things. So, it was kind of a shared event. A shared success or shared problems. So, but I think we certainly rebounded pretty well. I think the individuals that attended our Blanding event this past year, Diamond Dogs, had an absolutely awesome time. And like I said, I mean, even when something goes poorly, sometimes you can actually learn some really good stuff out of it. And we actually learned some good stuff, from Blackjack, even though it wasn't, not everything went as well as we'd like it to have gone.
Well, and as you said, everybody is going to have is going to have a bad game every now and again. It's just, you know, people that don't put on